What we have here is the B2B marketer's funnel. I'll take you through that and then talk about Lead Accelerator and how it's really designed to accelerate the funnel, drive revenues, drive awareness, funnel velocity. So what you have here is what I call the TAM. This is the target audience market. This is, if data was perfect, and now that we're part of LinkedIn, it almost is perfect, we would define all of the accounts and the people within the account that are all the valid prospects for a given marketer's products and services. So target audience market is the TAM. Now, what's unique about B2B is that there's 5 people in a typical buying cycle. So you have the main project lead, you have a bunch of influencers, and you have a decision maker. And so that's an important part of B2B to understand. It's committee buying. Now, what B2B marketers typically have is they have their website here. They have paid landing pages where all of their paid programs are designed to try to find these people and bring these people onto these paid landing pages. And they're trying to capture first name, last name, email address, company information, whatever they can. And they want to drive these people into the marketing automation system. Now, once they've brought these people into the marketing automation system, they know a little bit about these people based on the information they've captured, but also the program they came in on. And what they do is they put them in what's called a structured email nurture program. And so based on what we know about you, we'll put you into an email program, and every week you get an email that's moving you through the buyer's journey. So this might be, top level content, this might be, feature deep dives, this might be case studies, then you might get, contact us, check out a demo, try the webinar, those kinds of things. And so if you look at the data that's in this flow, you may have, in a typical B2B marketer, you might have 5,000 accounts in the entire US marketplace, just take a simple case study, and you may have 2 million people that are making up all of the people, the key people in the buying decision. And so if you could define that audience perfectly, you would want to be in front of that audience and only that audience with all of your marketing spend, and that's what LinkedIn's bringing to the table with a lot of our offerings. Let's take a look at the website. Let's say for this website, we have 100,000 monthly unique visitors that are coming to the website every month, either hitting our paid landing pages, checking out the home page, reading about specific products and services. And what's interesting is that there's another line here in that only 30,000 or 30% of those are actually getting past the home page. Like the vast majority of your website traffic only hit the home page. Presents a challenge when you're getting into website retargeting and nurturing. Now, of the 30,000, you're lucky if you're getting 5,000 of those that are coming down into this process, and then you have a much smaller number coming out of the bottom. Maybe you're looking at 100 to 300, depending on the marketer's programs, that are actually marketing qualified leads moving to sales. When we looked at this problem and we started studying this from a marketing automation and from a display advertising, paid social advertising standpoint, what we found was that there were no advertising systems that understood all of this, that knew who these people were even before they shared their information, or that understood that there's 5 people in a buyer's journey, or that these journeys are really, really long. There was no concept of message sequencing in display systems. They were only in the email systems. And what we also found was that when we're emailing these folks, we're really excited if 30% of the people we're emailing are opening. That's not even clicking through, that's just opening. That means 70% of the people that we're really focusing our marketing efforts on are not reachable. And so we said, well, what if we took all of the best concepts in terms of data that are out there, think LinkedIn data, what if we took the most sophisticated bidding algorithms based on the best practices in online advertising, and then all of these concepts of nurturing and these multi-message sequencing and built it into a system, what could we do? Well, we could only nurture the people, we could nurture the 95% of the people that are on your website who are self-educating and staying up here and reading all the content that customers or marketers are really working hard to create to support the fact that their prospects are self-educating. We could re-reach those people when they left their website and increase the number that are coming in here. We could reach the other 70% and increase this number that's coming through here. And so we've done that with LinkedIn Lead Accelerator, and so now we have a system that is more than doubling the overall output of the bottom of the funnel for customers, and that was the previous version before we built it with all of the LinkedIn capabilities, and now we're going to be able to 3x this with the current version of LinkedIn Lead Accelerator. So 3 times more powerful than your current marketing automation system in terms of how fast it accelerates your funnel. So then the question becomes, how are we reaching these audiences, and really what is website retargeting? Probably should define that up front. It's the idea that somebody comes to your home page. So here what we've shown is that actually 70,000 people a month are hitting my home page and leaving. They're reading that single page and they're leaving. When they leave, I put a cookie on their, when they visit the home page, we put a cookie on their browser, and when we see them anywhere on the advertising network, if I see them on LinkedIn, if I see them on Facebook, if I see them on the broader display ad exchange, I can put a message in front of them, an advertising message. And it's designed to bring them back and push them down through here. Now, if you dissect the home page to get a sense of how powerful this solution is, if 70% of your website traffic is only hitting that home page, and you're a multi-divisional organization serving enterprise and SMB in different industries, what kind of message are you going to give to that audience if you only know they've hit your home page? Well, what if you had all the LinkedIn data applied on that audience and you knew which ones were enterprise, which ones were SMB, what industry they were in, the seniority, the job functions? You could route them into really personalized messaging right away without knowing a lot about their explicit interests because they haven't navigated. You can also exclude people who are not candidates for your product, which you're going to have a ton of audiences on your website, or more than you'd like for that. So those things, just by themselves, really lift the performance of the system. So a little insight into how the bidding works within the system. So let's imagine that you didn't have Lead Accelerator and you wanted to retarget these audiences using the alternatives. What would you do? Well, you'd go to Google's AdWords system, you'd open up an AdWords account, right? You'd open up a Twitter account, you'd open up a Facebook account, and you'd start putting pixels on all of your pages from each of these platforms, and then you'd start learning how to use these systems, and they're reporting they're all different. You got to become a master at every one of those. And then you've got to figure out how much money to put into into all of this, and then how much budget goes into each one of those. And you certainly can't sequence messaging. You don't have business demographic data to help you do the things we talked about earlier. And so what we figured out was that for a given audience size, we know the budget to apply to that audience size to get the most ROI out of this. And so when you buy LinkedIn Lead Accelerator, it's a subscription-based product. It's designed to be always on because you never turn your website off. It's designed to always consistently remind people about your brand and bring them back into your funnel right where they left off based on their navigation pattern. So if they were down here looking at product B, we reach them on LinkedIn, we reach them on Facebook, right where they left off, and we carry the conversation forward. And so that was the concept. So within our product, all of this is consolidated into one place, and we have an interface where you can load all of your content. You only worry about the creatives, the messaging that drives the buyer's journey. You're not worried about having to learn all those interfaces, work between the systems, understand the bidding. This system moves budgeting to each channel based on the performance of each channel, so it's super simple for the marketer to use. Super simple. Now underneath this, what you'd find if you start to study the data, which of course we do, is that audiences who get to every different level of your funnel all respond differently to advertising. So this audience who only hits your own page is less responsive to advertising than the audience who's getting deeper into the site, and is even less responsive than the audience who gets there. So that means that when you're bidding based on these different levels of where they are in the funnel, you're going to have a different bid price you want to bid for those people based on where they are. You also have a different bid price based on time. So in the first 24 hours after somebody leaves your website, the bid price is very high. And we slowly decrease that bid price if we don't get engagement from that audience. But we never stop bidding. It's not that there's an impression cap, it's what is the value of the next impression. It's not that there's a magic number of 10 or 12, it's the right price over time. And so this shows some of the complexities, because this bidding curve is different for Facebook, it's different for Twitter, it's different for LinkedIn, it's different for display. So you can start to imagine that at every one of these levels, for every channel, there's a whole nother curve. So our system is managing, in fact, I looked into the system for a client of ours, BMC. We have over 1,000 different bidding curves running for BMC based on having nurture flows set up for all these different levels of the system. It'd be humanly impossible to do that. I was surprised when I saw that and I built the product, and you just forget how sophisticated things get over time. So, you know, again, when you get down here, bidding prices go up, bidding prices go up. And what the principle is with advertising is that there's a place where here you have results and here you have number of impressions, and there's just always a place where there's a diminishing return. The marginal investment on an additional impression gives you very low return on whatever your results are. Additional brand recognition, additional click-through rate, additional CPA. And so our system is looking for that place where that marginal rate of return for this guy, that guy, this guy starts to drop off, and we begin to lower and lower bids based on that. So these are a lot of the concepts that are in the platform that have made the performance so great, make it so simple to use, and are driving tons of customer results.